This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast for Tuesday, March 29th. Today, Belleville, Ontario, Canada, waking up to the sad news of the passing of Ottawa Senators and Belleville Senators owner Eugene Melnyk at the age of 62. And he had a liver transplant in 2015. In fact, that was a very public thing because a donor was needed and the public was contacted about that. But since then, his health has been a very private thing, which is understandable.
There haven't been many stories concerning that. Although I feel like, and I said this to you this morning after hearing the news, which is very sad and much too young, the feeling that he had been sick again.
Right.
Or was still sick. Mm-hmm. Just that, that's right. There's something was going on. Mm-hmm. I don't know what, I can't say that there's any truth behind that, but just that assumption that, yes, he's been sick.
Yeah.
So, but still very shocking and surprising. And of course, felt very much in this area.
Right, at the age of 62. So we reached out, but it had happened last night. And so at this point, it's not easy to get anybody. And it's, of course, the family can more than deserve its privacy at this very tragic time.
Of course.
But we thought to reach out to former Mayor Taso Christopher, because when the Belleville Senators, that we now take for granted as being here, at some point, some first contact had to be made. And it was done through the mayor's office. And apparently that's not true. He was not in his office when it happened.
He was not at work.
As the man can tell the story himself, here's former Mayor Taso Christopher remembering the day he got the call from Eugene.
Yeah, you know what? And I caught the tail end of your story where you mentioned, talking to NHL hockey owners and personalities and individuals and business people like that. And I was in the same role you were in. I mean, I was profoundly honored to be representing the city as mayor, but, I'd never, sat down and had a bite to eat and had a discussion, with a professional owner of a hockey team. And then bang, next thing you know, I'm on the phone talking to Eugene Melnyk. And I'll tell you, I'm at a charity golf tournament with a bunch of mayors in Eastern Ontario, in Cornwall, and I'm on the 18th hole, and my phone goes off, and it's Eugene Melnyk, and he says, "This is Eugene." I go, "Eugene who?" He goes, "Eugene Melnyk." And I tell you, the old knees started knocking. I was getting nervous to hit the ball, like I'm at the tee box. And he calls me on my cell phone. So I look over and I tell Mayor O'Shaughnessy from Cornwall, I go, you better hit this one because we're playing scramble. I got a guy named Eugene on the phone. I got to talk to this guy. We spent about 55 minutes on the phone right there and then, and we chatted about the culture of Belleville and the people and the community and the support. And I'm telling you, he was just so grounded and so focused on us rather than the business component. And he had read up on us. Like, he had been briefed by his staff about Belleville, Ontario, and our history and our hockey and the Max and our World Championship. He knew a lot, and he really wanted to get engaged with a community that had good history and good culture and support. And we were blessed. And and I heard your comments about things that we needed to do, and we did them anyways. And the pieces all came together, but. It takes two people, right? It takes to have a common denomination to have a successful result, and we were blessed. It worked out really well. And I remember she said I remembered the press release at the Sports Center. It was just absolutely beautiful.
Right? Yeah.
We're upstairs having a bite to eat, and Mark Fleur was there. God bless him, and he had all of his senior staff and his handlers there, and we sit down and we have a bite to eat. And I'm telling you, it's like I'm having a snack with royalty, just me and him in the room.
Yeah.
And he says to me, "So what do you think, Mayor Christopher?" I said, "I think this is a great day." He said, "Do you think anybody will come out?" I said, "Come out." I said, "Eugene, have you looked out there? Have you looked out there?" I said, "That foyer is full." He said, "You think so?" I'm telling you, Eugene, you're not going to believe what you're going to see out there. These people are hungry for hockey. You're bringing pro hockey to the city of Belleville. And when we walked out, he took 3 steps. He grabbed me by the arm and goes, "Oh my God, I cannot believe the people here." So we should be tremendously proud that we have a municipal and a cultural resume that was approved by a professional hockey organization.
Yeah, former Mayor Taso Christopher joining us this morning. His memories on the passing of Ottawa and Belleville Senators owner Eugene Melnyk.
So he was clearly happy with the response. How did you find him? Did he have the opportunity to interact with others, or watching him interact?
Oh, he was a grounded individual, and it's sad. I read the article last night, and I flipped a couple of condolences off to individuals that I know in the organization, and it's sad news. And but he was such a grounded individual. You only read about, us down on this side. You read about sports celebrities and ownerships, and then you get to meet one. He was grounded. He really cared about the community. He cared about the communities that he was in. He cared about growing the culture of the community. He had some, ethnic and European background, and it was just so nice that he wanted to be grounded in a community that he could grow his brand and grow his relationships, and that was nice to see.
The great from here from it's to me, it's really important to put a human spin on it, because I'm not qualified to sit here and talk about NHL ownership and what it takes to be a horse breeder. He's in the horse breeding and horse racing Hall of Fame in Canada. I met him and interviewed him once and found him to be very forthright, but you have that presence that here is a man that runs an NHL franchise.
Yeah.
It's not just some guy you met on a golf course. He's business, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't very forthright. And there's a great quote from Brady Tkachuk, the captain of the Ottawa Senators, saying, "Thank you and his whole family for giving me my chance in the NHL." It's not just, yes, it's a business, but as former Mayor Taso Christopher said, to him it was like, what's this community like? Like, is this a good place to be? And to have Eugene sitting having lunch going, you think anybody's going to come out to this press? I was there, we were shoulder to shoulder.
Exactly.
And they're like, are you kidding me? Belleville can't wait for this. And so he was thrilled for that.
Well, and I'm so glad we had the opportunity to speak with former Mayor Taso Christopher, because it does give that perspective. Yes, the business side of it, but also as a man. And I think that's what we were kind of going for this morning. You had met him. I had never met him. I knew of Eugene Melnyk, of course, because everybody knows of Eugene Melnyk. And we tried to connect with the Belleville Senators themselves. But of course, having the news breaking last night, they're trying to form a thought and a release, yes, but also gather themselves up to what do we put out there? What are we going to say? Because they're really reeling from it too. So I was so glad that we were able to speak with former Mayor Christopher and get his take on it and his viewpoint on this man, this legend, this person who brought this great organization to our city and created what it is now.
Belleville Senators are going to be on the road for a while. They head out this weekend. They are gone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the road. Next home date, and then Wednesday of next week, next home date is a week from Friday when they will be home at the CAA Arena against front-running
and something.
Utica. So I will expect that by Friday, April the 8th, they will have...
It's going to be a big night.
Yeah, and quite a ceremony for the passing of Eugene Melnyk.
And Ottawa is in Nashville tonight and then back at home Sunday against Detroit. But something's going to happen in Nashville.
Yeah.
They have to acknowledge it in some way.
There are only 32 of them, right? NHL owners. And Gary Bettman was very quick with his good words as a commissioner. So passing of Eugene Melnyk. I wonder, then you sort of turn to the business side of it. As we'll see what the family wants to do with the franchise, of course, and down the road, and that discussion will be made. And then what's to be said of the Belleville Senators. So we obviously hope that, wherever this shapes up years down the road, that we get to keep the franchise. And
that did cross my mind. What happens to the organization? Yeah, what does happen to the business side of it? Of course, sad news, and you don't want to go there. But everybody's kind of reeling right now, but there will become a time where that decision has been made, and I am curious to know what happens then. What does happen?
So to the Melnyk family and everybody within the Belleville and Ottawa Senators organizations and fans and everybody here in Belleville, on the passing of Eugene Melnyk. Very young age of 62 yesterday. Also on the show this morning, it was just a long continuation from the Will Smith, Chris Rock. Will Smith's come out and made an official apology to Chris Rock.
Yes. He released a statement yesterday, formally apologizing, calling his behavior unacceptable and inexcusable. And yeah. Didn't stop the memes. Boy, I'll tell you, they, Or the NFTs of those memes.
Yeah.
721 people have purchased an NFT on the marketplace, OpenSea, which is one of the biggest NFT marketplaces. They're called the Will Smith Slapdeo Collection. And they range from price, everything from $12.89 Canadian all the way up to just shy of $300,000.
Wow.
You can purchase these memes with text written on them, some without text. And you saw a few yesterday too. And they 48 hours, literally. They're not even to 48 hours yet since this happened. And it's just exploded.
Somebody had on Twitter yesterday, and I think it was released at about 11:30 Sunday night, our time. And the text read, "I can't believe there are memes already." Because it had only been like an hour since it happened. I bet you it was only minutes
before the first one went
because
out.
and
the way technology and the internet.
And the crazy
absolutely.
thing about the actual picture of Chris Rock taking it, and it lends itself to Chris Rock is my wallet and Will Smith is gas pumps. People, right?
Oh my gosh.
Me enjoying my week, and then Will Smith is Monday morning. All of that. And then the funniest one I saw was that somebody had typed out, Jesse Smollett says that Will Smith hit him too.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it doesn't take long. And Conan O'Brien tweeted out, has anybody got a late night show I can borrow for one night?
just 15 minutes. Just give me the monologue.
Yeah. I'll give you the show again tomorrow. I just want to borrow it.
It's become a punchline now.
Yeah.
It really has. Where yesterday the tone seemed to be much more serious. And I'm not saying it isn't today.
No, I get it.
There is a serious tone to it. But for all of these memes and the NFTs and everything to start happening as well, it's now become a punchline of sorts. No pun intended.
And all the people want now is for Chris Rock and Will Smith to host the Academy Awards next year.
Well, viewership did go up this year. I saw that. Now, I'd like to think that's because of Amy Schumer, Regina King, or Regina Hall, and Wanda Sykes.
Right.
I would like to think that's why.
Yeah.
And the show itself. But next year, I have a feeling it'll be even higher because people are going to be wondering.
The thing is, I never watched the darn thing. I just never watch.
As we talked about last week,
Never
it
do.
seems to have lost the glitz and glamour, the draw that it used to have. So I haven't in recent years.
It reminds me of the Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon. Those of us of a certain age, that it would kick off the Sunday night at 9:30 or something and run until all day. And Jerry Lewis would stay up to 21 and a half hours. I guess would start at 8 and finish at 6:30. And it's gone because we no longer live in a telethon world where people would be glued to their television for hours.
That was the only mode of entertainment. Yeah.
So now I can just, zip off a donation on my phone. I don't have to phone in a bank of volunteers and watch the screen to get it's an entirely
follow
different
along
world.
in real time.
And that's the way I feel about
the Oscars.
Award shows, any of them, Grammys.
Yeah.
I can just follow it on my phone. I don't necessarily, if I cared that a performer gave a very heartfelt and wonderful, uplifting acceptance speech, I can grab it on YouTube the next day. I don't need to experience it in the moment it happens anymore. I just need to know, okay, who won? There are so few things I need live anymore. As we are making a podcast to be consumed by people after we record it, that I don't know that we need 4 hours of corny one-liners and then this stuff that happens to me. I just don't think the world needs it. They can't let it go because it's ego-based and it's Hollywood and they love themselves and they've set it up that we need it, but we don't. I never watch any of the movies anymore. And then this, to me, it's just like, it's just another reason why I don't want. I know everybody thinks this is why we should watch. To me, this is the reason why I don't watch. I don't know. I don't know what's to be said. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm sitting here thinking, and like I said, there was an excitement to it. I remember being young and staying up to watch it, younger. and staying up to watch it. It was a big deal to stay up and watch it. My mom would sit up and watch it. And like I said, the glitz, the glamour. As I pointed out last week in our previous conversation, it was that connection to the movies that were being honored.
You were invested in the films.
You were invested in it because you had seen them. You knew what was going to be nominated. You agreed with a lot of it. As again, we said, the controversy used to be more of, well, this movie should have won over this movie, not Who Punched Who, or where's the Spider-Man wasn't nominated. What are these films?
Yeah.
It's lost a lot of that draw. And it could be because of the times. It could be because we don't have to watch it anymore. It could be that there's no connection anymore because it's not a true reflection of what we're watching to begin with, I feel.
Yeah.
There's, I think, a lot of components to it. And I don't know how I don't know how they can fix that because it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because there was there used to be an excitement built around it.
I think I told you, I know how they can fix it, but they're not going to listen to me.
I think that would help fix it. I don't know if it would fix it completely.
Be a 2-hour show, and you would have the same host every year, and that person would be hired by the Academy to be their spokesperson, male or female, or one of each. I don't care. Make it a couple.
But just keep it the same.
And keep the same. And their job all year is to be the face and voice of the Academy for movies, and they are sort of the Ryan Seacrest of...
Dick Clark of New Year's Eve.
Yeah, of New Year's Eve. Every day for Hollywood. That's their person's job. And the writers know them and stop trying to be corny and funny because you're not. And instead be magical because that's what movies are. Wow us.
Well, and again...
That's what it should be. But the other point I wanted to make just while I'm thinking of, because you did a great job on the Pulse with it this morning, is it's funny how when it's over, the first discussion is always, they did that wrong with the In Memoriam. Not enough women won with the awards. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. That's a point. Every time we discuss something after, it's always the shortcomings because there are problems that seem to come out of Hollywood. It's never just that the show was great anymore. There's always problems.
Well, and it's too bad because, there does always seem problems. And that was one of the points. Instead of focusing on the fact that, and I keep coming back to it, but these 3 very funny ladies did a great job hosting. Instead of focusing on the fact that there was a moment at the end, the Best Picture presentation of Lady Gaga with Liza Minnelli.
Gosh,
if you have not seen this, it is so nice.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful moment. The 2 of them are on stage presenting this award. And then to have Coda win the award, again, have not seen the movie, but now will see the movie because, again, a really great moment of the night, are totally overshadowed by Will Smith and Chris Rock, by the fact that there's not as many women still winning awards.
Right.
There's all these highlights that we can take away from it, but they're overshadowed by, still these mistakes and these other things that don't need to happen continuing to happen.
They can be easily rectified, but they can't get out of their own way. And it's got to
really
be 4
can't.
hours. And,
and that in itself would be a lot. And I was talking with my mom yesterday, who did stay up to watch the awards Sunday night because she still does, still enjoys it.
Okay.
But she said she stayed up until 11:30 and still missed Chris Rock and Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
So here you are putting in this time, and still unable to watch all of it. So there's so many ways they could make it better. And bring back that magic.
That was the one point where I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit with all that was going on yesterday on social media as the point was being made, children who are watching this see that and think, and I thought, what child is up
that late?
Would watch that show. They don't anymore, so I get all of the arguments, but that one, kids didn't see it. And if they did see it, it's because you showed them or it's forever and they have a phone. But yeah, kids didn't stay up watch. But there was a time.
It's unfortunate. I think back to Billy Crystal too.
Yep.
There was that magic, again, part of that magic. His opening to, and there were what? I know we did look it up. 7
of them?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Consistently. Yep. And again, it goes back to your point. Because he did it, you knew what you were getting. You knew there was going to be an elaborate opening to the show. You knew it was going to be lighthearted and funny throughout the show. It was going to keep things moving. And he would play with the audience and he would play with those watching.
Yep.
So there's credence to what you're saying.
There was Jack Palance doing a one-handed push-up. Like, that's
those
what we
moments.
remember.
Yeah.
That's what was so great.
Yep.
And you cheered him on.
Cuba Gooding Jr. jumping up on stage when he won for Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That was so funny.
Yeah. And Aidan Brody, who kissed
Adrian Brody, who just
Halle
dipped her
Berry.
down.
And
now, that might be looked at a little differently
I know.
But still, a fun moment.
Yeah.
In Oscars history.
So... We'll see. And we got a whole year. Well, we're not done with the Will Smith thing for like a long time. This will live on for a while. We got a whole year until that happens.
If only
again.
people would consult us. Really, we should start our own consulting.
If we ran a radio show
business.
like they run the Academy Awards night, what a mess. What a mess. Like, think about it. If you had to run your business the way that night looks all the time with all of the technical things, oh my gosh.
Well, we
you'd be out
got
of business.
laughing too. Wouldn't it be great to hear the audio from the
backstage.
from the control
production
room?
trucks. Yeah, when that was
from
going
Sunday
on.
night?
Oh my gosh.
Go to camera. No, don't go to that camera. Go to the scramble and the,
that
and
part
the
would have been funny.
conversation that would be because they
that
would have just been running.
That's it. Yeah, I don't think. I think I just want to go to commercial. I don't know. I want to quit my job. I want to move back to Nebraska. Why did I come to LA?
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? Putting ourselves through this. Very true. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, Tuesday, March 29th. Today, tomorrow, we're going to be kicking off our Throwback Thursday. Great theme and songs coming up for our friends at Burger Revolution. That's coming up tomorrow. Jimmy Hollywood's going to be back in and plenty more. Enjoy your Tuesday. We'll talk to you then.